How you doing?
Yo, yo, yo.
What's going on, guys? It is Leather Helmet Fandom Sports Podcast. We are back with another week. So far, we are undefeated. No, I'm just joking. We're not. We're positive, though.
We're in
right?
the positive, yeah.
We're in the positive. So
After
Josh
your
will,
lock last night, we're up even higher.
Yes, that lock was beautiful. All game long, it was beautiful. Got a little bit scary towards the end, but then Lions showed up. So
I went to bed at halftime.
yeah,
My bet choked.
yeah. You can go look at our reels over on YouTube for that at Leather Helmet Fandom. Wherever you're on social media, it's there. But Josh, you want to recap last week with us?
Yeah, so pull up week 3 because we were just talking about Thursday night for this week. But week 3, I had a clean sweep. You know, bring out them brooms, boys.
I couldn't believe that when you posted it. I
Went 6-0, plus 10.67, so 10.7 units. My lock hit. I don't know, why am I blanking on my lock? I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember. Oh, it was
it's your lock.
It was the same game parlay with Bills. So it was James Cook 25 plus rushing. Yeah. Bills money line and over. Honestly, I was sweating it because the over. I took total points
them,
over 28.5, and it was 13-0 at halftime. I'm like, damn, someone better score here.
Yeah, and then they destroyed.
And then they just put up like 2 defensive scores, so that was like 37-3. And then you ended up also positive 1.21 units in the green. So overall, the whole week we ended plus 11.88. Pretty good week. Definitely a good week. But you still took the L.
What would you say you learned this weekend? I know I put you on the fly with this, but I learned one thing. I would say mine is
learn from my bets.
Yeah, I'm done betting tight ends especially after your Monday bet, and I've noticed that my tight end bets just never work out. So I'm done. I'm done betting tight ends unless it's Hawkinson because he's the only consistent tight end in the league.
Yeah, I mean, in general, tight ends aren't really a focal point of any offense except for maybe
Kelsey
Chiefs. Yeah,
and Hawkinson. That's it.
And he's not even a focal point. They just throw the ball
24/7.
Yeah. But I didn't say I really learned anything except for just keeping picks to like 7 or less. Because once I get to the 10 range, I'm like, all right, this feels like fantasy. I'm kind of out of control.
Yeah. You mean units, not units, but just total picks? Yeah.
Yeah.
You said that, and I have like 15 units this week. But
I even said it last week. I mean, I've just never been a big fan of touchdown plays.
Yeah, I gotta step back on those. I feel like I'm too hard into those touchdowns.
I mean, they're fun, but they just never work out well unless you get lucky.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get right into it. We're going to go...
No, we're going right to the wheel because you lost.
Oh, yeah, it's my second week in a row taking the L.
Yeah, what was last week you had to do? Or we forget where you did it. Oh, you had to do your
random pick from YouTube, and I hit. Shout out to DFS Stars.
Beach Island? No,
Star something props.
No, it was DFS Line Star.
Yeah.
Line Star. I don't
Shout
know
out
why
to them.
I remember it.
They went undefeated as well, just like Josh did. So
this week?
Yeah, they went undefeated.
How many picks they have? 3, 4?
It's like 6, 5, something
trying to be
but
like
they
me.
also did like other props too, like parlays and stuff. But they went undefeated, and then they just went 2-0 on Monday night's game. I watched their stuff, so I'm like, oh no, I'm not looking to them. Just because they're like 10-0 right now or something like that in this past week. So I don't know, good. But it hit. I didn't think it was gonna hit, and it did hit. But let's spin that wheel.
Let's hop on over.
Just let you know, though, I did hit. No, we'll talk about it after this. Go ahead.
All right, let's spin it. What we got for the...
I didn't get to click the button this time.
Ding dong 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 da dong da dong. I'm going with the
Hatem pick.
All right, I think I remember this from last year.
What is the Rulios on
I'm pretty sure... I'll pull it up right now, but I'm pretty sure it's one of your least favorite players or teams to bet on.
All right, well, while you take a look at that real fast, just to recap Thursday, obviously it is Saturday night for us. Not all lines are out yet, but Thursday, Josh's...
it's Friday night.
Friday night, okay, right. Even worse. Yeah.
I'm like,
Thursday,
lines up, yeah.
Thursday night, Josh's bet lost because
Musgrave. I always call him Musk.
whatever his name is, the tight end of the Green Bay
Concussion,
Packers,
you know?
got concussion. He went out and they were on behind, and then they threw it a bunch of the tight ends after that.
Yeah,
So
I guess I was right.
should have hit, but
Wrong
it didn't,
guy.
unfortunately. But my bet hit, and I put 8 units on that, Joe, and I locked it in, and it was Sue Sailing Lines money line. Should have just took the spread at -1.5, but Green Bay actually
Nah, I would have took the money line.
finished the last 2 games at 1, so I was like, screw that, I'm not doing that, and losing off of that after Saints literally gave me them push on last week, so screw that. But you find out what the spin
Dude,
is.
when you put that in, and I was watching the very beginning, I'm like, I thought Goff was going to throw a pick 6 when he threw
Nah,
that pick.
I knew
I'm like,
I knew he just wasn't ready for the Green Bay's rush defense. That's all it was.
Yeah, but if the game started like that, I'm like, this bet went real sour. Real quick. And I'm like, field goal. I'm like, all right, we're good.
I
We're
felt-
good.
Yeah, that too. It came back. The defense came out. Was like, nope. Yeah, I ain't getting shit.
After that, I was
a good
like,
sign.
all right. But yeah, Hatem pick for you is going to be you got to put 1 unit on an over so you got to give like a list or just anybody of your least favorite players to bet on. Just because you always lose, or
I'm
wait.
I'm
You just
confused.
said it. You just said it.
Wait,
so,
I'm confused. What? Say
so
the
we
thing
already
again?
know what it is now.
Say the thing again.
So put 1 unit on and over from a list of your least favorite players or teams to, but we already know what you got to pick now because you just said it. You got to pick a tight end.
Okay, and that works even better because I hate Ridley, so I'll take Ridley's over.
No, you got to pick a tight end. You just said
Not
it.
Ridley. Why am I saying Ridley? Pitts.
Ingram? Pitts?
Whatever.
I mean, it's only 35.
Literally, I hate him. He was my literally
yeah,
bust
that's true.
of the year last year, and he's literally been horrible. And
I mean,
he has
they're
so
just-
much talent.
Ritter
It's just-
looks so bad.
But-
I don't know who looks worse, Ritter,
Let's see what that's
Fields,
at.
or freaking Sam Howell. It's 35.5. Don't ask me why I remember.
That is weird.
I think you were like, look for a bet.
The worst part is I have so many bets already in this game, but it is what it is. Maybe it will happen. Last week my thing hit, so maybe we'll have
35.5, right?
33.5.
33.5.
So-
Dude, that is pathetic for a guy that's
Yeah.
first round draft.
So I guess I got 1 unit to start off these bets. 33.5
I bet you it
on
hits.
Kyle
I don't know
Pitts. Don't like it. Don't care about it. We'll just throw it to the gutter. If it adds it to it, great. If it takes it away, whatever. I'm still positive, like 6-5 right now anyway, so who cares? But let's move on to
Spinning.
over unders. Josh will be spinning next week. Count on it.
I don't know. Just think because you got a good start.
All right, we'll see. What was I going to say though? Over unders. What do you
I
got?
thought you were doing spreads. I don't got any over unders.
Or spreads? Either or.
So I don't know if you want to call them spreads because I got double money lines this week. I actually like the spreads this week. Just the matchups and the lines, how they came out. There's a lot of like pick 'em games and teams that I just like a lot more in a pick 'em. So first one up, I got Browns money line. They're playing the Ravens. The Browns defense has actually been like top 5 this year so far. If you haven't been watching the news, there's a really good chance Deshaun Watson is out.
I didn't know that.
He got a limited practice in. What I want to say is don't worry about that. That just, you can honestly even wait till he's declared out because you might get a better odds. But their backup, the rookie Dorian Thompson,
Is very good.
is really solid. And he plays similar to Watson's style. So I don't think they're going to have to change much in their game scheme.
Says 7 hours ago, Deshaun Watson
But
says he'll play.
the biggest reason why I'm taking the Browns, besides their defense being solid, is this right here. The Ravens injury report. We got Rashad Bateman out. Odell Beckham Jr. out. Justice Hill, questionable. Safety Hamilton, questionable. Cornerback Humphrey, out. Center Linderbaum, questionable. Linebacker Joba, out. Linebacker Owe, out. Offensive tackle Stanley, doubtful. Safety Williams, questionable. That's all Ravens. So Browns injury report, Watson, questionable. That's it.
Isn't Ravens' second running back injured or questionable too?
Now he had a what's it called, but he's back.
Hill and whatever his name
So
is.
Edwards is back.
Edwards.
Hill probably won't play. So it'll be Edwards. They picked up Kenyon Drake
My
and
boy
Melvin Gordon.
Flowers.
But regardless, they're just really depleted, more so in their defensive side. They have 2 linebackers out, a cornerback, and 2 safeties all starting. So you could see they were struggling just versus the Colts with Minshew. So I really think the Browns are going to control this game, just run as much as possible, use their offensive line. And I like them money line. It's almost a pick 'em. It's like I didn't write down the odds.
Minus 130 right now.
Minus 130. So money line minus 130. And like I'd say, you could probably wait and get better odds when Watson gets rolled out. It'll probably go to like minus 115 or maybe even positive. But I got 2 units on it.
All right. I like that.
You want the next money line or you want yours?
Yeah, you can go money line.
So other money line is really close. Pick 'em again. I got the Seahawks money line versus the New York Giants. Mainly, I just hated on the Giants. Honestly,
yeah, they've not looked good.
They look trash, like real bad. Like nobody wants to play for them.
Who'd they play last week?
I mean, they played
Cardinals.
49ers. I think last Thursday night or something. And
sounds right. Actually,
that's why they probably did so bad. But at the same time, like Barkley's still injured. I really think he's trying to weirdly hold out in the middle of the season, like prolong his injuries. So I don't think he's going to play this week. Even if he does, he's going to be really cautious. Seahawks have, in my eyes, really good depth in offensive weapons. Their 2 running backs are really good. Even if Metcalf sits out or is on a snap count, I think their rookie will show up when he gets the chance. They got Lockett still reliable. Honestly, just overall, they have a better offensive team, and because of that, I think they'll just outpace them scoring wise. I don't think either team has a good defense at all. So,
all right, do you know if Seahawks O-line still hurt?
I don't know.
I heard something about that a while ago, but
I really could care less.
Yeah, they'll be throwing it a lot, so I don't know. But moving on to mine, what was that, 1 unit? Because the other one you said was 2.
Both 2 units.
Both 2
units.
And
Seahawks are negative 120 when I grabbed them. I believe they're pretty the same.
Minus 126 now, so yeah, basically the same. So I don't have any money lines or spreads other than my lock, so I will leave that out. My second lock. But
2 money line locks 1 week.
Yeah, dude. I did good in the preseason. One even, but I did good.
Season.
Yeah, and even before that,
nothing
dude.
matters.
Nah. But I have an over under. It's the first game of Sunday. It is in London, and I have a lot of bets on this game. And the sure reason I have a lot of bets on this game is strictly because Toy Story is coming to town, and we are going to be watching the game live in Toy Story characters. I think it's very cool. If you guys have kids, I think I would suggest you guys just seeing if they get interested in it. I feel like this is probably why they're doing the same thing they did the Nickelodeon thing. But I think it's going to be cool overall, and it's the first London game, and it's Jaguars versus Falcons, which are mediocre defenses right now between both of them, but they both have been underperforming as far as what they should have been. I am going to take the over 43.5. There's been 5 London games the past 2 years. I believe it was 2 or 3 years. No, 2 years. It's 2023. The past 2 years, there's been 5 London games. 3 of them have been over this, and 2 of them have been, one's been under. Oh, bless you. And then the other one was on the hook. It was at 43. The bad part is those 2 games that were under this 43.5, the Jaguars were playing in them. So I'm looking at this as like there's no way Jaguars are going to go under yet again. Plus, both teams have been underperforming, so I can't see them both continuing to underperform. And there's no way they're going to show Toy Story, right? In prime time, Sunday morning, the first time ever, and there's probably so much money on this game, and it's going to be a low-scoring game. I just can't see that happening.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
but I mean, it'd be kind of cool to see like a sack strip fumble in like a Toy Story mood. Like, oh, the ball goes bumbling down.
Yeah, but that could happen regardless. But their main thing is going to be like Nickelodeon when they had touchdowns. Literally, they had slime shooting out of the corners. So who knows what they're going to have with
Nickelodeon,
touchdowns.
like, I don't know. I got deterred from it because I'm pretty sure they gave like some award to like Trubisky or somebody. Somebody real corny got like the Nickelodeon MVP, and it was like the worst QB ever.
What's his name? Got it one time, Jefferson.
Maybe. All I know is they gave it to some corny bull the first year.
I'm taking 43.5 over strictly because it's hit this over 3 out of 5 London games.
What's his name plays good in London? Tannehill. I don't know why, but every time I started him in fantasy, like 2-3 years ago, my man had 4 touchdowns by like halftime.
All right. And I don't think I've ever looked in that. I didn't even know they played in London. But Falcons have already played in London. Jaguars have played in London, I'm pretty sure, every single year now. So they're very familiar with it over there. And I think there's no way it goes under just with this being Toy Story. So I'm taking it at 1 unit minus 110.
Pass the dang ball to Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
Like reasonable targets. Not like, oh, here, try to catch this thing flying through the air, about to be out of bounds.
All right, well, let's move over to our props. I'm going to start it off with the same game. I don't know if you have any. This is going to be a big Toy Story podcast right here, at least coming out from me. My first one, just like Josh talked about, is Calvin Ridley over 66.5 receiving yards. This dude has been underperforming, but not because of himself, but strictly because Trevor Lawrence has not looked great, and usually it's around the sideline that he gets passes thrown to him, and it's usually uncatchable passes, or same thing with the end zone. So we need Trevor Lawrence to do a better job, give him the ball, target him a little bit better.
Like they could even just scheme him up for like a couple screen plays, like quick passes out. Like can make a big play like that.
Like I said, Atlanta is pretty decent, especially versus the pass more than the rush. But this is over 66.5, 1 unit at minus 114. This dude got 3 receptions and got 40 yards. So he doesn't even need a lot when he's been targeted 11, 8, and 7 through the 3 games. So he's been targeted a lot. And he basically can get like this in 2-3 catches if he needs to. The first week, he got 101 yards off 8 receptions. Second week, he got 2 receptions for 32 yards. And the third week, he got 3 for 40. So I think this is very low. Once he starts getting the hang of it and they get more chemistry and play a little bit easier defenses, I think his number is going to skyrocket up. So I'm going to take his over and mix it with him getting anytime touchdown at a half unit from plus 120. So that is one.
You only get plus 120?
Yeah.
What's with you in these?
I don't know, but it's a half unit, all right? I think he's going to get it. He's on both my fantasy leagues. So this is also, like I already talked about, Toy Story game.
This is first.
He's the main wide receiver.
He hasn't got a touchdown yet, has he?
Got it the first week.
Okay. 1 so far? All right.
This is Toy Story game. They got to make it exciting. It's for the kids, so give it to the best player on the field for Jaguars.
Tank Bixby. No, I'm just kidding.
Not even close. And let him get a touchdown and go on with it. So that's what I'm going to do with him. 1 unit minus 114 over receiving 66 yards and half unit of him getting touchdown plus 120. What's your bets?
On this
first
game?
prop. If you have any, I guess.
I only have a long shot, and it's only like half of it.
All right, then don't worry about that. Move on to your first prop.
All right. My first prop of the week, I got a same game parlay. So this one I didn't do too much thinking into it. It's really just looking at 2 defenses that have been stout against the run. So both the Bengals and the Titans have been really good against the run. So I'm taking both Mixon under 56.5 rushing and Henry under 71.5 rushing. Henry's kind of up in the air as far as I'm not even sure because it was undisclosed last I've seen, but pretty much he wasn't practicing. His last game, he only had 11 rushes for 20-some yards.
That's insane for him.
He got out-snapped by the rookie Tajay Spear.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if something's going on with them or they're just trying to stray away from him and trade him or something. But regardless, with that in narrative in mind against a good Bengals defense, rush defense that is, and then the Titans, everybody knows, shuts down the run and just let you throw on them. So put them together, you get plus 267, 1 unit.
I did not know the Bengals are good at stopping the run. But
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, they're actually really good this year, surprisingly. Just the run.
It's probably because my boy, can't think of Hilton over there. Shout out to Hilton. He's nickel / cornerback. But I'm going to stay on the same game for my next ones roll them off real fast. It is not that game, but
The Jags, you mean?
the Jaguars game. I got more on it. Don't worry, it's coming. Another touchdown. This time, try to guess with who.
I don't know, but all I know is you're losing a lot of units.
1 unit on Bijan Robinson, minus
Oh my gosh,
110.
This guy.
Two of the best players on each team, both getting touchdowns. One's a half unit, one's full, which is the one whole unit on
What is his
Robinson.
odds at now?
Minus 110.
Okay, so they're getting a little better slowly.
He only got one touchdown so far, which is the first week, and then he got gypped on the second week, and third week was just ugly. And they got shut out rush defense wise. So I think with this game coming up, I think he can easily get it. It's bound to happen. It's got to break. And then my next unit is also on this 1 unit, Desmond Ritter, under 15.5 rushing yards. This dude barely ever runs. Let me pull it
probably
up real
should
fast.
start with how bad he can throw.
Yeah, but that's the thing is they have two great running backs in Algier and Robinson that literally can handle the work. This dude, so the first week he rushed 1 time for minus 1 yards, and then the second week he rushed for randomly 10 times versus Green Bay for 39 yards, and then the second week he rushed for two times for 3 yards. So he's like all over the board the past 3 weeks, but I think he's a quarterback that just doesn't really run it, and for whatever reason he ran it 10 times the second week. No clue why,
Sure,
but
he's just scrambling.
yeah, but 10 times scrambling, that's a hefty
he
a lot.
sucks. So
But I'm taking his under 15.5. I feel like that's really high for a QB that's not really known for running. At minus 114, 1 unit. So that's all I got on that game besides my long shot parlay, but we will go over to your next prop.
all right.
Oh, I forgot I got that Kyle Pitts thing too, but we already said that. So,
Oh, yeah, is that in that game?
yep.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
got like 7 units in that game.
All right, I got a weird one. I got a 4-leg low rushing parlay. So all these guys to get 25 plus rushing yards. I got Richardson, the QB from the Colts. I got Kyron Williams from the Rams, James Cook from the Bills, and Alvin Kamara's first game back. So all 25 plus rushing yards.
Who was the second one?
Kyron Williams, the rookie for the Rams.
Okay.
That's the pretty
Who'd
much
they
the only
play?
person. Why am I blanking? Rams play the.
Just continue on with your thing. I'll figure it out.
But negative 108 odds. I got 1.5 units on it. I mean, I'm really confident in James Cook and Alvin Kamara. Even though Alvin Kamara is really inefficient last year, I just think they're going to use him a lot. I think he's been eager to get on the field and just show off pretty much like, yeah, I got out of jail, blah, blah, blah. So I think he's going to have a decent game and at least get 40 yards. Kyron Williams, I mean, he just gets all the work. He's a starting
Colts.
running back. I don't believe he's as good as the fantasy world's hyping him up to be, but
Neither do I.
I mean, you're going to get probably 40 yards every game from him just because he's going to rush 15 times. And Richardson, I mean, it's a QB, so you never know, but he looks almost as good as Lamar running the ball, if not better.
When he gets in the red zone, he literally
And
gets
you could
wet.
tell he's like natural. Like he's really natural when he scrambles. Like he's just like, oh, look, I see a big open hole that the defense gave me. Let me just get 10 yards real quick. So if anything doesn't hit, it's probably Richardson. Or if for some reason
it'll be
Kamara
close,
gets
though,
hurt
for sure.
first couple plays. But that's why I only got 1.5 units just because of the 4 legs.
All right. My next one is Cortland Sutton over 54.5 receiving yards. They play Chicago Bears. What can I say?
Sutton over.
Sutton over
The ugly
54.5 receiving yards. 1 unit for minus 118. Odds are kind of a little bit juiced, to be honest. But literally, I thought before, what was the other wide receiver? Judy. I thought he was going to take it over this year, but then he got hurt. And I literally think him, the quarterback, and Sutton's chemistry have completely went through the roof
Yeah.
now. He literally tried to give him a touchdown over and over and over versus Dolphins, but it just never happened. I think he got one, but he should have had like three. So him and why can't I think of his
Russell
name?
Wilson?
Russell Wilson's connection is very, very good, and I think he's going to just pepper him with targets 24/7. So with that being said, plus playing literally one of the worst teams, other than I still think Panthers are the worst one. You have Bryce Young in quarterback.
Yeah, but Panthers at least have a defense. Bears defense is
Yeah.
trash.
True, but that's what I'm saying. I think Bears offense can turn around a little bit while Panthers are what they are right now, especially with their rookie or their second year corner being out on IR. But I'm taking his over, like I said, for 1 year minus 118.
What was it? Over
54.5. Just super low in my eyes when he can literally
I
play.
wouldn't say super
For him,
say
I
it's-
think it is.
reasonable because he'll probably end anywhere from low end 50 to high end 80.
Yeah.
But no, I like it. I mean, they're
It's
talking
really
about
just the
they're talking about
competition in Bears.
trading Jerry Judy anyways.
I
He
didn't know
wants to
that.
get traded, so
If they weren't playing Bears, I would double think about it. But they're literally playing Bears, and everyone is literally just shitting all over
that's
them.
why I'm like borderline. Like, do I sit Justin Fields? I don't know. He plays the Broncos.
As long as they don't go up
Plays
for some
fine.
reason, or Bears turn over the ball and they get like short yardage, then I could see this like not hitting. But that would be the only way I could see it not hitting, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to your next one.
So next prop, I got a weird one. So I got FanDuel special. I got Eagles to score in every quarter. So
Is-
they are playing the Commanders.
Score the touchdown or just like any points?
Any points?
Oh wow, I kind of like that actually.
So plus 145. I got 1 unit on it. So the Eagles hit this 2 out of their 3 games, and they only missed
Wow.
1 quarter so far this year that they haven't scored. Commanders are allowing an average of 4.8 yards per carry.
That was versus. They went up 14-0 versus Patriots. I'll
What,
take
the
a
one
look
they
at that.
missed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And it was just 1 quarter they didn't
Yeah, it
score.
was the second, I think.
But anyways, the Commanders have been allowing an average of 4.8 yards per carry. So their rush defense is trash, while the Eagles' rush offense is amazing. With DeAndre Swift taking the lead role now, they're really going to move the ball easily down the field. So I don't see why almost every time they get the ball, they're not in like field goal distance. So I see them scoring often and easily. The Commanders' offense, on the other hand, won't be able to stay on the field
No.
because their offensive line is trash. And they've been letting up the most sacks compared to any team. They're just going to be struggling. I mean, like, they might make it interesting with a deep ball, but regardless, they're not going to hold the ball for long times, even if they're scoring.
Sam Howell sits in the pocket too much.
Oh yeah, so I mean, like put it this way: Sam Howell is taking more sacks than Tua, Mahomes, Prescott, Mayfield, Goff, Love, and Garoppolo all combined.
That's insane.
So one guy to like 8 guys.
Eagles better get a lot of freaking sacks off this because I take their sack leaders. All right, they better get 10.
Put it
Get
this way.
10.
If I mean, like that's the good thing for your
Want a
bet
10
is
burger.
we're in the same division as the Commanders, but he's pretty much on pace to set the record for most sacks taken of 107. He's on pace for 107.
That's insane.
The record's like 90 something.
I was right, too. Philadelphia versus Patriots, second quarter. I'm fucking G, dude. I know the Eagles too well for bets. But moving on to my next one. We're going to go back to the good old wheel well from last week, Justin Jefferson. But this time, instead of receiving yards of 105, and it did hit last week, me and Josh were blown away by it, but it did hit. Justin Jefferson over 6.5 receptions at minus 154. It's a little bit juice, so I'm throwing 2 units on that boy because I feel very confident in it. Kirk literally just slings this dude the ball more than Chase did, got receptions last year or targets last year.
Yeah.
I don't see them changing it up. Josh
Who they
said,
got this week?
Good,
Good,
well,
man.
they need to stop passing it to him if they keep losing. Well, guess what? They lost again,
Lost again.
and they kept throwing it to him over
They
and
did
over
give
and
Madison
over.
a lot more rushes.
Yeah, this was his lowest targets and receptions. I don't know about targets, but lowest receptions definitely this past week. But the thing is they're 0-3, dude. They're playing the Panthers. Like I said, the Panthers are horrible. Josh said their defense is pretty good. I agree. But this is Jefferson. Literally, he's unguardable, I think, in versus anyone, even double coverage. So you're talking about receptions, not yards, and they have to win. So they're going to give him the ball because that's all they know what to do. But Madison did run a lot last week, but that was versus the Chargers, so you can't really say much to that. Where they might be able to do it versus the Panthers this week, but not as much. I think they're going to continue to give Jefferson the ball, so I'm taking that over of 6.5. And I'm going to stay into the same.
How many units was that?
2 units.
Yeah, big one.
Because it was minus 154. Yeah. And just because I feel very confident that he'll be able to get that done. Move on to one real fast, though, because I got several more.
Yeah, I'm done to a long shot. So
okay, so I'll bang them out real fast. Najee Harris, over 56.5 rushing yards. That said I didn't feel comfortable last week, and then they showed me, and they literally spoke word for word. I spoke in existence what they need to change. They looked actually decent, but obviously they played the Raiders, not saying much. But they ran the ball. I mean, the Bull had 19 attempts. He didn't have great yards per carry, but it is what it is. I'm going to take his 56.5 over minus 114 for 1 unit. They're playing Texans. It is TJ Watt's brother's ceremony at Houston, which is JJ Watt. So I think TJ Watt's going to come out. So if you guys can look for something defensive props, hit TJ Watt anytime sack. It's probably going to be minus 200, probably if I had to guess. But there's no way my man doesn't have JJ's ceremony and then doesn't get a sack when his brother's there. He's going to get a sack. Plus,
I'm going to check DraftKings.
Plus, Houston literally let up like plus 5 sacks in 2 games, the first and second week. So it's literally a guarantee lock in my eyes. But the real bet is Najee Harris, 1 unit, minus 114. Hopefully he goes over. I could see him being him just shy short, but they will continue to run the ball because they looked somewhat decent last week, even though that's versus the Raiders. And then my next bet is Adam Thielen, over. Again, I'm doing receptions, 4.5, 1 unit, minus 108. This dude is the number 1 target on the Panthers. I talked about how bad the Panthers are, and they're playing Vikings. Vikings offense is trash. Just like I said last week when they played the Chargers, and Keenan Allen went off in receptions. Now we're getting Thielen, which is the number 1 target. Unfortunately, Bryce Young is back, and he doesn't like him as much as Red Rocket out of the socket. So that's going to not help him as much. But the good thing is if they want to win this game, which they won't, they're going to have to throw the ball a lot because they're going to be from behind. So minus 108 for 5 receptions when this dude has had, let's see real fast. This is looking bad on me, but I believe it was 7 and 9. Let me see what if it was right. So the first week he had 2 receptions. That was with Thielen, but that was versus Atlanta. Then he played New Orleans. He got 7 receptions. Then he played Seahawks, which is his easiest competition so far. He got 11 receptions. Now they got him at 5 receptions for minus 108 versus Minnesota's horrible offense. I'm taking that all day long, even though Bryce Young is playing, and I think that's the worst team. And then we'll move down to my last prop bet. I got Keenan Allen over. Again, I'm doing receptions, 7.5, 1 unit. They're playing the Raiders. Steelers just showed how a bad offense can look good, and that's playing the Raiders. Plus, they're in shambles right now with Chandler Jones having some like crazy CTE, the calling out their coach. 2 of their main dudes, Adam Thielen and Crosby, kind of want out now. So they're just in shambles over there, and I think Chargers throw the ball 24/7. Plus, Eckler is not playing. Plus, what's his name got hurt?
Sure he's not
Williams.
Oh yeah, he's not.
Williams, right?
Yeah, he's out for the year.
He's
ACL,
out for the
Mike
year.
Williams.
So that means Quentin Johnson has to step up, and then Palmer. But let's be honest, literally, this dude Keenan Allen is going to get peppered like crazy. He's the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy right now, and that's at minus 102. It's a little bit high for reception. Actually, it's very high for receptions, but I'm going to take it at 1 unit because I know Keenan Allen, like we talked about in the beginning of the year.
4.5 or 5.5?
He's probably, honestly, the PPR king other than St. Brown.
What's the line? How many receptions?
7.5. Minus 102, though.
Okay.
Like I said, the reception is a little bit juiced, but
I think I might take one of these. You gotta tell me though. So TJ Watt's sack -160 for one. Or what do you think about his tackles? It's set at 2.5 plus one. No,
his tackles are usually run around like 2.
I mean, this year he's got 5, 4, and 2.
Like I said, 5, 4, and 2. Yeah, the first 2 weeks they played 49ers,
49ers and Browns. So
they were behind, so they ran a lot. Second week they played.
So the sack probably better.
Sack's definitely better because his brother's there. He's getting ceremonied. Plus, Houston literally lets up sacks like no other.
When is it considered a full sack? Like you just have to be the first to engage it.
He can get 2 halves, but no, you have to bring him down by yourself.
By yourself. So if anybody else helps you, it's a half.
We're not talking like touching, helping. Like they have to be like both wrapped.
Okay. And he's probably the fastest, so he'll probably get.
Bro, I'm telling you, this dude's getting a sack. I'm probably gonna take that.
But it's over 0.75, not a half.
Where'd you get that at though?
DraftKings.
I'm gonna have to go over to DraftKings. I am probably gonna put hefty units on that. You will find that out on our YouTube, on our reels. That's for damn sure because I love that bet. This dude has 6 sacks already in 3 weeks. He's the leading sack. He tied the record in 2020 or 2021. Forget exactly. I think it was 2021. So this dude is literally. Plus they have 2 amazing edge rushers that both got paid, and they help each other get sacks. To be honest, which is why I took them as sack leaders plus Eagles. So I'm definitely going to be taking that. But let's go over to our long shot parlays.
All right, so going back to the Toy Story game. I got an unlikely super high odd one just because probably nobody's heard of his name too much. I got not a same game parlay, a parlay 2 games. First one, the Jaguars, Tank Bigsby scored 2 touchdowns. And parlay that with Jordan Addison of the Vikings, both rookies. Addison's going to get 100+ yards receiving.
Wait, that's not in that game though, right?
What?
Vikings play Panthers.
What?
You said Jordan
Addison. Toy Story game. I'm saying it's not in the same game. It's 2 different games.
Yeah.
But the Toy Story part is Tank Bigsby, 2 touchdowns. So if he gets 1, get hype. 2 touchdowns for them. And the crazy part is if that line is, that cash out might be looking pretty nice.
You got another one on this? Good.
It's 2 legs.
Okay.
Okay. It's those 2 legs. But I'm just saying the first one hits because it's early in the morning.
Right.
Jordan Addison, 100+ receiving isn't super unreasonable. This dude's electric. So if he gets 2 bombs.
Yeah. He's going to have to get one of those
and
bombs to get a good cash out.
Plus 30,000.
Yeah.
Solid. That's solid.
30,000.
300 times whatever you betting. So that's my first long shot. What you got? You got more than one or just one?
I actually have a parlay that I'm using as one of my units. It's a quarter of a unit though.
Wait, is this your long shot?
No, but this is I'm not giving this away. This is a quarter of a unit. This is plus 1935. It's Robinson, anytime touchdown scorer. Like I said, it's already one of my units. James Cook, this dude has not got a touchdown yet, and he is phenomenal. Me and Josh have been talking about him all season long. This dude needs to get in the end zone. If he's not, it's so disrespectful. They're playing Dolphins. It should be a medium high scoring game, I guess. It's at 52.5 right now. So I don't know which way it could go because Buffalo Bills defense is very good, but I'm expecting James Cook to get in that touchdown. And then I'm going to do it again. It hasn't happened once, but Travis Kelce, instead of first team touchdown, they're playing the Jets. The Jets aren't scoring first, let's be honest. So I don't even need to take the first team touchdown score. I'm going to take the first touchdown score, Travis Kelce, at plus 420. And you put that together for a quarter unit. It's looking nice at 1935 plus 1935. But moving on to my long shot. My long shot is just to kind of hedge that. This is my long shot. So if Robinson doesn't get it in and I get pissed off that he doesn't get it in because Tyler Algier gets a touchdown, that would piss me off, right? But it's going to be good because then you guys get money off of it. This is plus 2,113. Tyler Algier, anytime touchdown. And then A.J. Brown has not got a touchdown yet. This dude got insane amounts of targets last week. A.J. Brown? Yes.
Hasn't had a touchdown?
Nope. And this dude got targeted over and over and over and over again in the red zone last week. Still never got in. Dropped 2 of them, I believe. But this dude is going to continue to get targeted because he just complains 24/7 from what we all saw. So I'm going to take that plus Travis Kelce instead of first-time touchdown score. We're going to just take him at first-team touchdown score. So if it pisses me off that he's not the first-time one, but he gets his first team, then I'm hedging it. So I'm basically hedging that one that I'm keeping myself that I really like with this one, and it's at plus 2,113. But I'm putting a full unit on it. So if we do hit it, you'll get some good money. Let's keep it at that.
All right, so my other long shot that I got, a little more reasonable one that last week only missed by one touchdown, James Cook. Hopefully it doesn't screw yours. I got plus 1,246 or 1,246. I got Raiders Chargers total points over 41.5. That's an alternate line. Quentin Johnson, 25 plus receiving. Gerald Everett in the same game, 25 plus receiving. Brian Robinson of the Commanders under 53.5 rushing yards. Alvin Kamara over 18.5 receiving yards. So those 5 legs plus 1,246.
What was Kamara's receiving?
Over 18.5. He's
Over
really
18.5, okay.
Yeah, I mean he's inconsistent, so you never really know.
Plus they don't have Carr, which doesn't dink and dunk. He kind of just Winston kind of just slings it.
Yeah,
Carr
I mean he
dinks and dunks
definitely
it.
purposely is more conservative since he joined the Saints. I mean he'll sling it still, but I'm just saying he throws way less interceptions since he joined the Saints.
Yeah,
because he doesn't sling.
I would say your toughest one is going to be Everett there.
Yeah, I mean they're all.
I think the other ones are very possible.
Yeah, I like Everett's usage, and I think he's actually going to take a decent amount of the work that Mike Williams left out there or target wise.
Well, if that's the leg that misses, just like I said earlier, lesson learned: don't bet on tight ends. Done with tight ends. But is that it?
That's it for my long shots.
All right, that's it for my long shots. We're going to move on to our locks. We are officially 4-0-1 based off of my lock hitting yesterday. That was a great lock. Loved it.
I'm 2-0.
I'm 1-0-1.
You're 2-0-1. Genius.
2-0-1 genius. What are you talking about? We said we're 4-0-1. 2-0-1, and I am going to take another lock for the same exact week. I know it's crazy, right? But it's all right because it's going to hit. We are undefeated. Josh, you got to keep the streak alive, though. Let me see what time.
Me? You're the one trying to double dip.
Hell yeah, double dip, dude. What time's your your lock at?
I didn't check the time of the game. It's probably a 1 o'clock game knowing me.
I got a 1 o'clock game, so I'm hoping yours is the 9 window. Probably not going to be, though.
When do the Eagles play?
1, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
No, they play Sunday night.
What? No, they don't.
Don't they?
Nah, I swear it was 1 o'clock. Eagles games. 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock? Okay. I heard that Jason Kelce said something about like he only has 3 or 4 1 o'clock games this year.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It is stupid.
But I'm going to start with mine then, since mine is at 1 o'clock. We're going to keep the streak alive. We're going to go 5-0-1 before maybe we lose or maybe we just continue on with our streak. I am taking, I already talked about it before, this game, Minnesota Vikings at -4. Lock for 5 units, -110. I am taking the spread of Minnesota Vikings. They play Panthers. All right, we talked about it before. Bryce Young's coming back, boy. He sucks so bad. We talked about how Red Rocket Assoc is, someone said, a tremendous upgrade, even though they didn't cover. And I still think that Bryce Young coming back, regardless, they're going to be one of the worst teams. Minnesota Vikings are 0-3. This is disgraceful. They've been in most of the games.
Still can make the playoffs. Honestly, think they can.
I think they can too. Honestly, it's been a disgrace that they're 0-3 now. They play the Chargers. They could have beat the Chargers too. Last year, they were in very close games, so it is a little bit worrisome that it's at -4. But we're talking about Panthers. Their defense, like Josh said, is pretty decent, but they can literally give it to Jefferson, Hawkinson, their new boy Addison, run the ball too on Panthers if they want to, because Madison showed up last week, even though it was versus the Chargers.
You got Cam Akers now.
They got Cam Akers. That dude is amazing, even though I hate him. But this week he's going to be amazing.
He's going to get work.
But this is -4. All right. So hopefully it doesn't
4.5,
end.
right?
-4.
Oh,
Hopefully
okay.
it doesn't end the same way Saints ended, where my lock got pushed. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But
They
that would be the only way that would
tied
happen
for
is
it. It's
if
crazy.
someone goes down, they try to kick a field goal and then try to like do an onside kick to then try to win the game. That's the only way I could see the Panthers pushing this game. But it's -4, dude. We're talking about Minnesota Vikings. They're 0-3. This cannot be happening. So they have to at least win. So let's just hope they win by 4, right? They got the offensive power.
I feel like if they
weapons
lose
to
this
do it.
game, the year's over.
Yeah.
Like nobody's gonna believe them, not even their own fans.
And they need to go into the draft and the free agency market next year and literally get a defense because their defense is trash if they're letting Panthers do this with Bryce Young. Plain and simple. So that's my lock. 5 units, -110. Vikings -4. Let's get it, boys. We about to go 5-0-1. And Josh, you can take us to the
6-0-1.
promised land?
Oh yeah, you know it because this bet has hit 3 weeks in a row. So we're going for week 4. You just keep riding.
Oh, my
'cause
gosh.
Fly, Eagle, fly. All right, we got the Eagles rush defense because they're going to shut down the next rusher. We got Brian Robinson under 53.5 rushing yards. We got 5 units on it, -114 odds. So just take you back. Week 1, Stevenson, 25 yards, 2 yards per carry. Madison, 28 yards, 3.5 yards per carry. Rashad White, 38 yards, 2.7 yards per carry. Shutting down the run. Their offense is way better than the Commanders, like I said earlier. So the Commanders are barely going to have the ball. They're going to be behind. They're going to be pressured. It's just going to be a bad game for the rushers. The only glimpse of hope I can see is if the pass rush is so bad that he gets a good hole and breaks one off for 15. Because put it this way, he ain't breaking off for more than 15, and he better hopes that brings him right over the edge because they've been shutting it down. They are the top rush defense of the whole year. The Commanders, and the one reason I do like this line a lot, I think Robinson is overrated this year. He has looked decent, but that's because he's played the bottom half of the rush defenses. The best one he played was the Bills. They're ranked 14th right
And he
now.
looked good.
Yeah, but
10
they're
for 70.
yeah, they're ranked 14th.
I know.
They let up a decent amount of running.
I know.
And besides that, he played the Broncos and I forget who else. But
Plus,
pretty
like you
much
said, it was a close game going into the half.
super trash rush defense that he's played.
I think after you saying last week's bet and then it hitting, I was like, see, I also like this bet because their defense, their rush defense is amazing already. They get amazing QB pressures even though they don't get the sacks. So they're literally afraid. Every offense that plays them is afraid of those big boys up front. And like you said, Eagles usually start off extremely hot too. And then they start dwindling off on the second half.
Yeah.
Same thing with Lions. But if they're starting off hot, that usually means they're not going to run the ball much. And I doubt they'll ever be behind. This is also a divisional game.
You're
so
literally
it's gonna be
putting
close.
one of, if not the worst offensive lines against one of, if not the best defensive lines of the year.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Like they're getting destroyed. How might, I don't know, just get benched because it's going to be so ugly.
Does he split work with anyone? Because why did he?
How?
No, Robinson.
Gibson's still there. And
Okay.
they use him in
He's
the,
still there.
Yeah, he actually looks pretty good too. But they need to change something and they know it. They need to pass more. They know it. Like they had their 2 best weapons are Dotson and McLaurin.
Yeah.
And they can't even get them the ball. So
Plus, that is the Eagles' weakness right now is their secondary, even though I don't think it is. But it is statistically.
yeah,
So
compared to their rush, it is. But yeah, lock it in. 5
Love the
units.
lock, dude. I think we're gonna go a nice hot 6-0
Yeah,
and 1.
Eagles, right, you got to just ride with the Eagles all year until they miss.
Bro, I think about that all the time. Like how many bets there are that are so consistent. Like if you took Cup's anytime touchdown score, like the year he got the 3 thing or whatever it was, or if you take Montgomery's touchdowns this year, week in and week out. Tell me you're not going to go like plus 10 units. Like, come on.
Yeah,
now.
but I mean, I feel like when that keeps happening for touchdowns, at least
It's going to like skyrocket, especially
the
nowadays.
odds keep going crappier and crappier, and then it's a touchdown, which is, I mean, for him, obviously, it's pretty.
As long as you just
but-
keep the same unit over and over, you're going to win.
but if
profit.
you want to make a lot of money though, and risk it all for the biscuit, you just carry over your profits. So say like
I
this
know
year I
what you're
started with a $100 bet, Eagles under Stevenson, and all my profits I carried over and kept betting it, all my profits, I'd be at plus 700.
I wouldn't put that on. I would stop though at games that could be close games
Say that, but
or
bro,
great rush defenses.
bro, this is a great rush defense. This is legendary.
Yeah,
Legendary.
we'll see.
I'll put it down
in the
like
future.
probably top. I would say in the last 10 years, going to be top 5 best ever in yards of rush allowed per game.
That's saying a lot, dude. I don't know. I've seen some amazing Steelers defense. I've seen Bears.
Dude, they've literally let up, I think it's like 45 yards to all rushers, not just like their top running back.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks. So 45 yards per
Have
game.
they played any stout running backs yet?
I think Stevenson's
White is
good.
not. Stevenson's
Rashad's
more
crap.
receiving.
Madison's not great, but he's mediocre.
Nothing anything crazy. Do it on
Alright, wait,
CMC and we'll talk.
All right.
That's all I gotta say.
All right. That would be wild. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Do it on the whole CMC, but his under is probably gonna be high as hell. But still, hold him on his under, and then we can talk about it. But
They can hold him under 70.
they have to play this year too, because
Why do
what
they have to
happened
play?
last year? What happened last year? There's no way. What's the schedule? Let's see.
I feel like they don't play him unless it's playoffs.
It's McCaffrey.
And they're
man.
AFC, aren't they?
No, they're both NFC.
Eagles.
Yep, they play them week 13. We will see. Josh
All
got to ride that chain, boy.
All right.
Josh got to ride that trade.
Hey, they play Pollard twice. They play the Jets, even though they look like ball sacks right now, but they still have 2 really good running backs.
Yeah, that's nothing
They play
special.
James Cook.
Okay, that's special. Like that.
Seahawks running backs are really good. They play James Conner. They play Saquon Barkley.
It's more
twice.
about offensive lines, and
Yeah, I
you're not
agree.
doing that to San Fran. I'm sorry. Their offensive line's
see.
just too big.
We'll see.
All right, well, I hope you guys have a good one. Hopefully we go positive again this week. I already started off
Yeah,
hot.
the year we're positive 6 something now.
I thought you said 11. I thought it was last week.
That was for our week. Over the whole year, we're positive 6 combined
Nice.
with your lock. That just hit.
Okay. So hopefully our locks continue because that's really what's holding us in the game. But they're a lock for a reason because we feel highly about them. So obviously we're going to give it to high units for them. So let's just keep it on rolling and stay in the positive. And hope you guys stay positive as well. If you guys ever want to jump on with us or give us your things, comment, like, hit us up. Doesn't matter. Over on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Have a great week. Peace.